Okay, students, assalamu alaikum. Hope you are well in this pandemic situation and try to be safe, please. Also, for the students of Dhaka College, you know that the quiz competition and essay competition and recitation competition on the occasion of our National Morning Day that is going on. Please take participation in these competitions, and regarding quiz competition, you people have many questions, you people have many confusions. Please don't get confused. We are going to give you the instructions as early as possible. It will be an online quiz competition, so you can guess. That is the way you have participated in the exams. It will be almost similar to that process. You had better read the books which are being suggested and get yourself prepared. Just prepare for the quiz competition. And for those who are interested in recitation and essay, please send your essays and the videos of your recitation as early as possible within the mentioned date without any failure. So students, let's start with our lesson today. This is actually our last lesson on direct to indirect speech. Today we are also practicing on the indirect to direct narration. So let's see the written passage on the whiteboard and think about it. So see, the coach exclaimed with joy and shouted that they had won the series. Now, addressing the players as his boys, he praised them. So we can understand that the coach, somebody who is a coach, who is praising his players. Then we find that the captain thanked him in reply and said that the credit was all his. This he is actually referring to the coach. Now the thing is, it's not necessary that here I will write down the initials of the subjects or the personal objects. Not necessarily. If you don't write those, these will not be incorrect. Okay. Yes, you can say that it gives us a more easy way to identify. Okay, fine. But if the questioner, he doesn't do this, that is not giving the initials of the speakers within the bracket, then you cannot blame him or her that it is a bad question or something wrong. In the same way, when you are answering, you need not mention these things within the bracket. Not necessarily, but if you do, it will not be wrong either. So here we see the coach exclaimed with joy and shouted that they had won the series. He just exclaimed with joy. So we can write down the coach, he shouted. So shouted, then we will put the comma, and of course we will bring the inverted comma here. This they will be turned into we. Why? Because this we actually referring to the team of the coach. So it was turned into third person plural number when it was in the indirect form. Now it has been turned into first person when it is in the direct form. We have won the series. Now we are just reversing the tense, that is the past tense has been turned into the present one. Now addressing the players as his boys, he praised them. This can be in many ways. At first we say as he addressed the players as his boys, so we will write down the addressed boys. Now he praised them. It can be look like I praise you, আমি তোমাদের প্রশংসা করি, but it is not at all any natural expression. If I say bravo, it is also a praise. Now you may say that, sir, here there is no direct mention that he uttered this particular word. Well, when we are saying bravo, this is actually a kind of praise. So when we are converting it into the indirect narration, we can say that he just praised him instead of doing the literal translation. The denotation refers to the literal translation, while connotation refers to what in Bangla we say bhabanubad. So we don't need to say that he said bravo. Rather, if we say that he praised them and we convert it into bravo when we are changing the indirect one to the direct form, that is also not a problem. So he praised them, boys, bravo. Up to them, here it is okay. The captain thanked him in reply and said that the credit was all his. So we can say the captain thanked him, definitely, then it will be the start of another inverted comma because the speaker has been changed. So we can say thank you, and he said that the credit was all his. Here this his is referring to the coach. So the captain, as he is addressing the coach, he must address him in the second person. So we can say that we are continuing this inverted comma because these two lines are uttered by the same person. The credit was all his. That means the was will be changed into is all yours. So this is very small passage actually. The coach shouted, "We have won the series, boys, bravo. Thank you, the credit is all yours." said the captain. Or you may write down like the captain said, thank you, the credit is all yours. Both are okay. That is, if you keep this part at the end of the sentence, at the end of the passage, then this is okay. Also, if you take this part at the beginning, even then it is okay. So when you are saying thank you, the credit is all yours, said the captain, this is also correct. And if you say the captain said thank you, the credit is all yours, even then this is also okay. So this is a very small passage which we are converting from the indirect to the direct, and after the conversion we can see that the size of the passage, it has decreased much. So let's continue with another passage, that is, we haven't done much with optative sentence and imperative sentence. Now we are going to practice some optative and imperatives. Now, the priest prayed for the king that he might be a great ruler. This part is actually a kind of prayer. This is something optative. So, the priest said to the king, you might be a great ruler. So the king thanked him and said that he might help the priest. So the king he is thanking him. We are, as there is no additional sentence, so we are finishing this sentence and this inverted comma here. So the king said to the priest, thank you. I let me help you. So the king is actually, he wants to help the priest, and the reason behind it is, reason is not mentioned, rather he is saying that let me help you. Okay, so we know that we use in case of imperative let, that is, I said to him, let me help you. I told him that I might help you. So here we, in case of let, we are bringing might or should, and here also we are bringing let. But even if technically, if somebody brings the sentence that is, I may help you, a fully assertive sentence, for me this is not wrong, because he is just doing his job, converting the indirect form into the direct, and this is correct. That is, if I say that I say to him, I may help you, it would be, I told him that I might help him. So even this is not fully expected, because the intention was to use let here, the imperative let here, but even then it will not be wrong. Bear in mind, there can be many answers of a narration. That is the reason we do not say that any particular answer of a passage narration is solely acceptable and the others are not. However, here our intention was to show the use of let. So the king said to the priest, thank you, let me help you. So here we can see a passage where we have used the imperative sentence and the optative ones. So let's continue with this format also, and let's see, can we bring some interrogative as well. The king proposed to the enemies that they might discuss a truce. Truce means sandhi. He added that war was not good for anybody. This can be also in the question, if it is like war is not good for anybody, even then this will be correct, because this is a kind of universal truth. যুদ্ধ সবার কারোর জন্যই ভালো না. So this is a kind of universal truth also, we can say. Although we have kept here as a very common assertive sentence, that is, war was not good for anybody. The enemy general replied in the affirmative and said they might discuss a truce. So let's start here. The king said to his enemies, this was kind of proposal, so it will not be we may discuss a truce. Rather, it will be, sorry for the misconception, my dear students, let us discuss a truce. Why? Because this was a proposal, and we know that when there is a proposal, we bring introductory let in the imperative form. So let us discuss a truce. He added that war was not good for anybody. Here, we just need remove this added and change the tense. War is not good for anybody. The enemy general replied in the affirmative. The enemy general, as he is replied in the affirmative, you can keep the word replied, although we accustomed to use this reply in case of indirect narration, but in the direct narration, if somebody used replied, he replied, comma, then inverted comma starts the quotation. This is not technically wrong. Or you can say the enemy general said, as it is replied in the affirmative, yes, this you will be we, because they refers to actually both the king and the enemy general. We, this might will be changed into may. We may discuss a truce. So let's start from the beginning. That is, the king proposed to the enemies that we might discuss a truce. Extremely sorry, this will not be was, this will be war. That is, the enemy general proposed to the enemies that we might discuss a truce. He added that war was not good for anybody. Okay, fine. The king said to the enemies, let us discuss a truce, because it is a kind of proposal, and when we are mentioning that it is a proposal, ultimately we have to use the introductory let, because in case of proposal we use introductory let. Let us discuss a truce. War is not good for anybody. So here we are using, that is, the king added that war is not good for anybody. Here we are just changing the tense, war is not good for anybody. So the enemy general replied in the affirmative. So the enemy general said yes and added that they might discuss a truce. So this will be just, this person will be changed from the third person, it will be changed into first person. We might will be changed into may, and we may discuss a truce. So students, this is all for narration, and I hope after these 6 or 7 classes you will be able to change the narrations with your skill and in a very skilled way, in a very dexterous way. So good luck for your exam. Up to then, Allah Hafiz, Assalamu Alaikum.